Have you ever wondered why so many heart attacks strike early in the morning, often before breakfast, without a single warning sign? I have. As a cardiologist and researcher, I've spent over 4 decades asking that very question. And behind every answer, there's a patient. Like Mr. Anderson, 67 years old retired math teacher, walked 2 miles every Sunday, laughed easily. He came into my clinic last year saying he felt just a little tired lately. His EKG was normal. Blood pressure slightly elevated, but nothing alarming. 1 week later at 6:40 a.m., his wife found him collapsed on the bathroom floor. A massive heart attack, no second chance. This isn't rare. It's the tragic pattern I've seen far too often: people who believe they're doing okay until one quiet morning becomes a nightmare. The truth is, most heart damage doesn't happen overnight. It accumulates slowly, silently, through daily habits we overlook. And after age 60, your margin for error becomes much smaller. But here's the good news: your heart is still listening. You can start protecting it right now, not with pills, not with surgery, but with small, consistent changes that give your heart what it truly needs. Today, I'll show you 8 of the most powerful daily habits that could save your life. We'll start from number 8, and by the time we reach number 1, you'll know the exact change to make tomorrow morning before your coffee, even if you've never thought of yourself as someone with heart problems. Let's begin. The first habit may seem almost too simple to matter, but it's one of the most overlooked and potentially life-saving changes you can make. Drink a full glass of water the moment you wake up. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body enters a mild state of dehydration. Your blood becomes thicker, your circulation slows, and your heart has to work harder to push oxygen through your body. This is especially dangerous for older adults. Studies have shown that most heart attacks in seniors happen between 6 surin and 11 surin a.m., precisely when your blood is most concentrated and your cardiovascular system is under fluid stress. I've had patients who thought they were doing everything right, eating well, staying active, but ignored hydration. One of them, a 72-year-old man, suffered a cardiac event just after brushing his teeth, all because his heart couldn't cope with the strain of dehydrated blood. That's why I tell every patient over 60, before you check your phone, before you sip your coffee, drink 8 to 12 ounces of room temperature water. Not cold, it can shock the blood vessels and increase vasoconstriction. If you want a natural boost, add a slice of lemon to support digestion and balance pH. It takes less than a minute, it costs nothing, but it gives your heart an immediate advantage, a signal that you're choosing to support its rhythm, its oxygen flow, its workload, before the demands of the day even begin. Place a glass by your bedside each night, and tomorrow when you wake up, give your heart the gift it's quietly been waiting for. If I could write one prescription for every senior patient, regardless of their diagnosis, it wouldn't be a pill. It would be a 20-minute morning walk. Simple, free, and far more powerful than most people realize. After age 60, your heart needs daily movement to stay flexible, strong, and resilient. A short walk, especially in the morning light, does more than get your legs moving. It activates your entire cardiovascular system, lowers blood pressure, increases circulation, and supports the natural release of nitric oxide, which relaxes your blood vessels and reduces arterial stiffness. Morning sunlight helps your body produce vitamin D, a critical hormone for heart muscle function and immune balance. It also resets your circadian rhythm, leading to deeper sleep at night, another underrated factor in heart health. I remember a patient, Margaret, 74, who had struggled for years with borderline hypertension and poor sleep. She didn't need new medication. She needed a habit. 3 weeks of morning walks just around her block, and her blood pressure stabilized. Her sleep improved, and for the first time in years, she said, "I feel like myself again." That's the real power of consistency. Start small, 10 minutes is enough at first. Wear comfortable shoes, carry water, and focus on your breathing as you walk. Let it be a quiet ritual, not a workout. This isn't about burning calories, it's about waking up your heart, signaling to your body that you're ready to take charge of your health one step at a time. And in those steps, you're not just walking, you're healing. Your heart doesn't ask for much, but it thrives on the smallest forms of nourishment, especially when they come from nature. One of the most powerful gifts you can give it each day fits right in the palm of your hand, a single handful of nuts or seeds. That's all it takes, just 1 ounce a day, to deliver a concentrated dose of heart protective nutrients that work in harmony to lower bad cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and support steady blood flow. Walnuts, almonds, chia seeds, and flax seeds aren't just snacks, they're cardiovascular allies. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which help prevent blood clots and reduce the risk of arrhythmias. They also contain magnesium and potassium, two minerals that regulate your heartbeat and keep your arteries relaxed and resilient. I had one patient, James, 69 years old, who had struggled with high triglycerides and midday energy crashes. We didn't overhaul his entire diet. We started with one small habit, replacing his morning muffin with a handful of raw almonds and chia sprinkled into yogurt. Within 6 weeks, his labs improved, and more importantly, he felt better. More focused, less inflamed, and his snack cravings vanished. But here's the key: keep it natural. No salted, candied, or honey-roasted versions. Choose raw or dry roasted nuts, unsweetened and unsalted. And don't overdo it. A handful is enough. Nuts are calorie-dense, and more is not better. I tell my patients, make this your daily ritual at breakfast or mid-morning. Think of it as a natural supplement, one your heart recognizes and welcomes. When you nourish your body with intention, even something as small as a handful can ripple out into better energy, better digestion, and a stronger, steadier heartbeat. And in time, you'll begin to feel it, not just in your chest, but in your entire sense of well-being. In all my years studying the heart, what continues to astonish me isn't just how powerfully it responds to medicine or surgery, but how quietly it responds to breath. Yes, breath. Not pills, not procedures, just deep, intentional breathing. And yet it's something most people, especially seniors, forget to do. They breathe shallowly, short, tight, anxious inhales, especially when under stress, watching the news, or simply sitting in silence. What they don't realize is that this kind of breathing keeps the body locked in a constant low-grade fight-or-flight state. Cortisol rises, heart rate increases, blood vessels constrict, and inflammation creeps in. But 5 minutes of deep, slow breathing can reverse that entirely. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural repair mode. Blood pressure drops. The heart rate evens out. Oxygen delivery improves. I remember Ellen, a 70-year-old retired librarian, who told me she hadn't truly felt calm in over a decade. We didn't give her a new medication. We gave her breath. Every morning before breakfast, she practiced the 4-4-6 method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale slowly for 6. Within 2 weeks, her sleep deepened, her digestion improved, and her anxiety, which she thought was just part of aging, began to lift. She called it her invisible medicine, and she was right. Deep breathing costs nothing, requires no technology, and yet it delivers measurable changes in cardiovascular health. It's now a core part of many cardiac rehab programs, not because it's trendy, but because it works. Try it tomorrow morning. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and give your heart 5 minutes of calm. It will thank you with steadier beats, a clearer mind, and the quiet power of rhythm restored. If there's one vital habit most seniors overlook, it's not about what they eat or how they move, it's how they sleep. Sleep is not passive, it's not wasted time. For your heart, sleep is when the real healing happens. Every night while you rest, your blood pressure naturally dips, your heartbeat slows, and your body performs critical maintenance, clearing inflammation, repairing blood vessels, and resetting hormonal balance. But when your sleep schedule is inconsistent, when you stay up late some nights, nap too long during the day, or rely on TV to lull you into sleep, your internal clock gets disrupted. This leads to higher nighttime blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, and increased levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that silently taxes your cardiovascular system. I remember a patient named Henry, 73, who struggled with fatigue, elevated blood pressure, and morning headaches. He was taking medication, eating well, and walking daily, but his bedtime fluctuated wildly. Once we established a consistent routine, lights out by 10:30, no screens after 9, and keeping his room cool and quiet, his blood pressure stabilized within weeks and his energy returned. The solution wasn't more pills. It was deep, regular rest. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on weekends. Turn off the news. Dim the lights. Let your room become a sanctuary. Your heart depends on rhythm, not just the beat within your chest, but the rhythms of your entire life. And sleep is where those rhythms begin to heal. Don't treat sleep like a luxury. Treat it like medicine, the kind your heart quietly craves every single night. One of the most dangerous things we do each day doesn't feel dangerous at all. It feels restful, relaxing, even harmless. It's sitting. And yet for people over 60, prolonged sitting has quietly become one of the most underestimated threats to heart health. When you sit for extended periods watching TV, reading, scrolling on your phone, your blood circulation slows dramatically. Muscles relax, blood pools in the lower body, and metabolism slows down. Over time, this leads to stiffened arteries, higher blood sugar, increased clot risk, and silent inflammation, all of which place tremendous strain on your heart. I've seen it over and over in my patients. People who walk every morning, eat fairly well, even take their medication, but then spend 5 or 6 uninterrupted hours on the couch or in front of a computer. One of them, Carol, 68, developed a blood clot in her leg simply because she was binge watching a TV series for hours without moving. The fix wasn't extreme. It was a simple timer. Every 30 minutes, she stood up, stretched her arms, and walked for 2 minutes around the house. Within weeks, her energy improved, her legs stopped aching, and her resting heart rate dropped. That's the power of micro-movement. You don't need to do jumping jacks or break a sweat, just move. During commercial breaks, stand up. When you're on the phone, pace gently. When you feel stiffness in your back or hips, take that as a cue your heart is asking for circulation. It's a myth that only vigorous workouts protect your heart. The truth is, light, regular movement throughout the day may be even more powerful. So today, make yourself a promise, never sit longer than 30 minutes without standing, stretching, or walking. It's a habit so simple, yet your heart will feel the difference beat by beat, day by day. If there's one daily habit that sets the tone for your heart's entire day, it's what you choose to eat within the first hour of waking. Breakfast isn't just a meal. It's your first message to your heart, your metabolism, and your circulatory system. Yet so many seniors skip it entirely or grab something fast, sugary, and processed. A bowl of sweet cereal, a white bread toast with jam, or worse, nothing at all. And while it might feel harmless, the impact can be profound. Skipping breakfast or eating poorly causes blood sugar spikes and crashes, which lead to inflammation, insulin resistance, and hormonal imbalances that wear down your heart over time. I had a patient, 71, who thought skipping breakfast was helping her lose weight. Instead, it led to fatigue, sugar cravings, and worsening blood pressure. When we replaced her routine with a heart-smart breakfast, oats with berries, flaxseed, a few almonds, and green tea, everything began to shift. Her energy lifted, her blood sugar stabilized, her morning medications became more effective. The key is choosing foods that are whole, natural, and rich in fiber, healthy fats, and plant-based nutrients. Think oatmeal topped with blueberries and chia seeds, whole grain toast with avocado, or Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of walnuts and cinnamon. And yes, cinnamon isn't just flavor. It helps regulate blood sugar naturally. Avoid heavy meats, pastries, and sugary coffee drinks. Keep it simple, keep it consistent. Your heart doesn't need a feast, it needs fuel. Fuel that's steady, clean, and nourishing. When you begin each day with a breakfast, your heart recognizes and appreciates you're not just eating, you're healing. And you're reminding your body with every bite that today is a day worth protecting. If there's one habit I wish every senior would adopt starting tomorrow morning, it's this: check your blood pressure before breakfast, before coffee, before anything else. High blood pressure is called the silent killer for a reason. You can feel completely normal, no pain, no dizziness, no warning, and yet your arteries could be under immense pressure. Your heart working overtime to pump against resistance it shouldn't face. I've seen too many cases where the first symptom was the last: a stroke, a heart attack, a fall from a sudden dizzy spell that could have been prevented. One of my patients, Daniel, 66, was active, lean, and thought he was too healthy to worry. But when I urged him to start checking his blood pressure daily at home, he discovered that his readings were consistently in the 150s over 90s, dangerously high. He was shocked. That tiny 2-minute habit helped us adjust his lifestyle and medication before anything serious happened. And that's the point. Early detection allows early protection. Use a simple digital cuff, sit quietly for 5 minutes, and take the reading at the same time each morning. If your numbers are consistently above 130/80, talk to your doctor. Keep a journal. Use an app. Notice the patterns, how sleep, stress, salty food, or hydration affect your numbers. You'll begin to see blood pressure not as a number, but as a story, your body's real-time report on how you're living. And with that awareness comes power. This habit takes less time than brushing your teeth, yet it could literally save your life. Because your heart isn't asking you for perfection, it's asking you to pay attention. Here's the truth. No one tells you after 60, your heart is still listening. It's still capable of healing, of growing stronger, of giving you more years, more mornings, more laughter, more life. But it's also waiting on you. It's waiting for small, consistent signs that you're choosing to support it. And those signs don't come from dramatic diets or trendy supplements. They come from the simplest of habits: drinking water first thing in the morning, walking under the sun, breathing deeply, eating intentionally, sleeping consistently, standing up often, and paying attention to your numbers. These aren't just check boxes, they're messages. Messages to your body that say, I'm not giving up. I still have purpose. I still have people to love and memories to make. And the beauty of it is, you don't have to change everything overnight. In fact, I don't want you to. That's not how healing works. What matters is that you start with just one habit. Pick one thing from this list and do it tomorrow morning. Do it with your full attention, then build from there. By the end of the week, you'll have a foundation. By the end of the month, you'll have a rhythm. And in 6 months, your heart may be beating stronger than it has in years, not because you fear disease, but because you chose life. So don't wait for a warning sign. Don't wait for someone to beg you to take care of yourself. Begin now, gently, quietly, with one step forward. Your heart has worked for you every single day of your life. It's time you return the favor. As a cardiologist, I've always believed that knowledge is the most powerful medicine. But in today's world, knowledge alone isn't enough. You need tools that help you turn that knowledge into consistent action. That's why I recommend the Senior Health Tracker, a simple, user-friendly app designed specifically for older adults who want to stay ahead of heart disease. It's not another gadget. It's your personal heart companion right in your pocket. With just a few taps each day, you can log your blood pressure track, your morning walk record, how you slept, monitor your medications, and even journal how you feel. The goal isn't just to collect data, it's to notice patterns, to catch changes early, to stay accountable, and to feel more in control of your health journey. I've seen patients transform their routines with it. One gentleman in his 70s told me that using the app helped him notice that his blood pressure spiked after poor sleep or high-sodium dinners. That insight helped him make subtle changes, cutting down evening salt, improving his bedtime routine, and over time, his numbers improved. The Senior Health Tracker doesn't just protect you from crisis, it empowers you to stay one step ahead. And that's the future of heart health prevention through awareness. If you're someone who wants to live not just longer but better, more confidently, more clearly, this app can be a powerful ally. You don't need to be tech savvy. You just need the willingness to care for yourself a little more each day. The download link is in the description. Try it, explore it, make it a part of your daily rhythm. Because when you track what matters, you protect what matters most, your heart. In a world that often rushes toward quick fixes and miracle cures, there's something deeply empowering about slowing down and returning to the basics, especially when it comes to your heart. The most important lesson from everything we've explored is this: your heart doesn't need perfection. It needs presence, it needs attention, and it thrives on consistency. These 8 habits aren't fancy. They don't require gym memberships, exotic diets, or expensive devices. What they require is a decision to show up for your health every day, even in small ways. Drinking a glass of water when you wake up, taking a short walk under the morning sun, eating something nourishing, breathing deeply. These aren't just routines, they are acts of respect for the body that's carried you through every chapter of your life. And the beauty is, it's never too late to begin. Even if you've spent years ignoring your health, your heart is ready to respond the moment you begin. These habits work not because they're extreme, but because they are rooted in rhythm and daily choices that add up over time. So if you're looking for one message to carry forward, let it be this: you have more power than you think. Your future doesn't depend on a doctor's visit. It begins with what you do tomorrow morning. Choose one habit, make it yours, and trust that small, steady changes can lead to extraordinary results. Your heart is counting on you, and you are absolutely worth the effort.